What's going on, guys? I'm in this win, and welcome to the Philosophers Block Server. This isn't an officially sanctioned video for the Let's Play series that I'm doing, but I did want to give y'all my 2 cents for what it's worth on Microsoft buying Mojang. So if you don't know what happened, long story short, Microsoft last week was rumored that they were going to be buying Mojang. Mojang is the company, obviously, that makes Minecraft, and it was announced today, Monday, I'm way ahead of myself. Monday, September 15th, I believe, is the date, that they are in fact buying it. A lot of people have collectively lost their mind over this. Almost the entire Minecraft community has. And I understand why people are mad, because they don't want to see what has become. They don't want to see that disappear. They don't want to lose what they have. They don't want to lose Minecraft, and that's completely understandable. Before I get into the goods and the bads and the ups and the downs, I just want to say, as a community, and Mojang most importantly, obviously, because they made the game, but as a community with Mojang, y'all made it possible for Microsoft to buy Mojang for $2.5 billion. That is absolutely incredible, if you ask me. I mean, Twitch was just bought, what, 2-3 weeks ago by Amazon for little less than $1 billion. And I just think you really need to take a second and realize $2.5 billion and how much money that is. You really, and myself included, can't really think of how much money that is. You just can't, because it's too much really for your mind to comprehend. You couldn't spend that in a lifetime unless you decided to buy a country or something, you know, absurdly stupid. You couldn't go out and buy pools and four-wheelers and the best gaming rig you could imagine and the nicest house you could imagine. You couldn't do it and spend $2.5 billion. It's just, and that's what's been created out of this community. So I just, before I jump off and start talking about the goods and the bads, which we honestly don't know because it's only been a day at this point, and to my knowledge at this time, Microsoft hasn't said anything other than, yes, we are buying Mojang, and Mojang has said, yes, Microsoft is buying us. So just take a second to think about that, you know, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money that primarily the YouTube audience is responsible for. And I'm going to completely say that is 100% fact, because if it weren't for YouTube, most of us, I don't know the exact number, but very, very much most of us would not be playing this game at this point. It wouldn't have been bought for $2.5 billion, and it would just be another day, and I wouldn't have seen Twitter collectively lose its mind, and the forums collectively lose their mind, and the modding community, most importantly, well, I shouldn't say most importantly, but most completely, from what I've seen, the modding community lose their mind. And they have their own reasons, and I guess I should start on that first. The reason they're upset, and rightfully so, is and I'm not a modder, and I don't know all the language, but Minecraft is written, as far as the mods go, it's written in Lua, and it's very simple if you know enough about computers to be dangerous. It's very simple to write, and it's basically if this true, if not false, and that's how it's written. That's my understanding. I'm just talking out of my butt at this point, to be completely honest. And so that's not how it's expected that it's going to go once Microsoft takes over. because I believe that is written in C++, which is something totally different and much more complicated, obviously. So there's the other side of it, which is much more important, is the modding community, the people who made this pack, the mods in this pack, the pack to make this pack work together, all of it. They do it for free, guys. They really, I mean, some of the websites you go to and it says, oh, you know, I do accept donations. I've played Feed the Beast a lot. I've never actually donated. I feel bad about it, but I'm just as poor as they are. I mean, I do this in my spare time, really to give myself an outlet for, you know, just getting away from work. So I don't make any money off of this. I just do it because I enjoy it, and if a couple people enjoy the videos, then so be it. And that's kind of the way they are too. They enjoy it. Their jobs may or may not be related to even tech completely. I mean, I'm sure you have people out there who know this stuff, that do the code, and they know absolutely nothing about anything other than what they're doing, and they're an accountant. So you've got to understand that that's one of the biggest issue. That is the biggest issue, is money. Everybody has a family. Everybody has needs of a roof over their head and food in their stomach. So you've got to remember, as the community freaks out, they have a reason to freak out, and that's because of money. But I'm going to flip on the other side. And those of y'all that have seen my channel know that I have an Xbox. Y'all may not know that I had a Xbox 360, and I also had an original Xbox. I was one of the people when Microsoft decided they were going to do this. I stood up and cheered as a little guy at that point. Not too little, but a younger guy. And I said, this is going to be good. I had a PlayStation, and I've never had another PlayStation since the original. I had a Nintendo 64, I had a PlayStation, Xbox came out, and I've had just Xboxes pretty much ever since, with the exception to a Wii and a Wii U briefly. So that being said, yes, I am completely biased towards Microsoft. I am on a PC right now as we are talking. I remember Windows 95. I might be dating myself there, but I remember Windows 95, and I remember enjoying it. And, you know, I did all those, you know, played Doom on Windows. Yeah, I played Macintosh back in the day. That's what our school had. But I'm a Windows kid. I guess you could say now I'm a Windows adult. So also understand that what I'm saying comes with a grain of salt, that I am a firm believer in Microsoft. Not everything they do. They've made some screw-ups, and I have followed them blindly into the Windows Phone multiple times, and each time just realized, why don't y'all have the Android market? Why am I still trying this Windows Phone, which is a great idea, and because of, you know, Outlook and things like that that are on it. Microsoft Word is actually on it, things like that. All great ideas, but it just, I followed blindly. However, I can say that we know nothing at this point about what they're going to do and what their plans are. I can speak on human nature, and I can pretty much safely assume they are going to want to start making their $2.5 billion that they just spent back very quickly. I don't know what that entails, especially since, you know, it's already confirmed and already out that it's on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. There was rumors at one point for it to be on the Wii U, maybe even the original Wii, I'm not sure. That really hasn't gone anywhere. That was probably a month ago since any rumors have been talked about that. And then there's also the PS Vita out there that it could go on to. I don't think, if you're a person who thinks it's not going to get on the PS Vita now because Microsoft owns it, no, I don't think that. Simply because they spent $2.5 billion. You already have your PS Vita, and if they will sell it to you, they will sell it to you. So it's not like going to be some exclusive thing that's going to end up going just for Microsoft. That's just silly to think. And who knows, I could be wrong, but I really think it's silly to think it's not going to get taken off of Apple or anything like that. And these are all very harebrained ideas that I've seen throughout the day of people, you know, doomsday theorists, for lack of a better word. But I've also seen positive comments as well. And I think one of the things that I can tend to agree on, especially since I'm making this video, and like I said, not making any money off of it, but I would like to see it continue to be allowed on YouTube freely, without any issues or anything like that. That would be very nice, to not have to fight. You know, the new EULA is out, so hopefully that, I'm pretty sure Microsoft was already in talks beforehand, and I think that we'll find out later on down the road. That was Notch's last hurrah for the community, is I'm going to make sure that it at least stays 90% true to what it's always been, and that's been a YouTube baby. So I don't think people like Captain Sparkles or Syndicate or Sky or Caveman Phil, and I can go on, Ant Venom, you know, I could go on and on about the people that we all watch, you know, and the people that got us started on Minecraft. I don't think they have anything to worry about. I really don't. That being said, if you are upset, you have every right to be upset. I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset, and at this point we don't know anything, so make sure, all I can say is make sure you have all your facts before you start just getting upset to be upset, because I've seen some of that today too. People just wanting to be a part of the community, so being mad with the rest of the community. So just make sure you have all your facts straight, and if something does come up, voice your opinions on the way it happens. I'm safe to say that I almost did not buy the Xbox One because of all the things that we heard about it beforehand, about how you couldn't sell games back to GameStop, and you know, little things like that. And then that's a big thing, obviously, but things like that that ended up changing because the community spoke out so loudly and said, no, this is not going to happen. You will not sell consoles if you do this. So the community came out and did that, and lo and behold, we have a pretty good Xbox One. If you ask me, I play it daily. It's a great media hub. I don't even like to call it a console, because it does so much more than that. It's a great media hub that does so many things, to the point my wife doesn't play games at all, and she knows how to use it because of the TV and, you know, the Blu-ray and the things like that. So, but that's the prime example of if something does happen in this community where we all of a sudden find out they are, excuse my language, screwing the pooch. If something like that does happen, then as a community, just react to it, voice your opinions on the forums, emails, Twitter, Facebook, you know, the stuff. You know where to go, and voice your opinions, and I guarantee you they'll change it if enough people speak out. And because what it comes down to at this point, this game's already sold 16 million some odd copies. It's the #1 computer game of all time. So they can't sell many more copies of these. Yes, they will. They'll probably hit 20, maybe even 30. But what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to expand into other things. Like, I think one of the reasons they bought it is if you have a Windows phone, you'll probably, and I could be wrong, but I had it not too long ago, you'll realize you don't have Minecraft Pocket Edition on it. Windows does not have the Android market, so you just have that whole issue. So it may be coming there. They did not spend $2.5 billion for that. But it's probably coming to the Windows Phone. It's pretty safe to say. I think they're really trying with the Windows Phone, and so they'll have Pocket Edition Minecraft. All that being said, just hold your breath and wait before you really decide to jump off of the ledge and I'm never playing Minecraft again, because that's been said more today than any other day in the history of Minecraft, I'm sure. And just before you jump off a ledge, and I hope I'm talking some people off, just take a second and realize we don't know anything yet. Yes, the modding community is probably going to change dramatically. Yes, Bucket's gone. Bucket was gone before this. Obviously, it was probably a part of this now that we know this has happened, but Bucket was gone before this. So just pretend as everything is going to be business as usual until things change. So we survived the EULA, and everything's working fine, and hopefully a few people that were very, very greedy are no longer making the money that they were off of little kids that don't know the value of money and have their parents' credit card. So we survived that. You know, we're gonna survive Bucket being gone. Forge will probably take its place, and we're gonna survive Microsoft buying out Mojang, because we just have to. We're too big of a community and too good to each other for us to not survive. So that's my 2 cents. I hope if you learned anything out of it, just take a second and realize that it's not the end of the world. And if you're still here and you're still yelling at me and you are saying it's the end of the world and you're never going to play this game again, then fine, so be it. I'll suggest that you play 2 other games that are Minecraft. I'm not going to say shoot-offs or lookalikes, but they have their similarities. So if you don't want to ever play Minecraft again, I'm sorry, but you should look into Tug, which is the Untitled game. It's actually on Steam for like $10, and it's still being developed, obviously. It's a pretty good looking game, and I think after another update or 2, I'm going to myself start looking into Tug a little bit more, other than just watching YouTube videos of it, and actually start to play it. And if Tug doesn't seem like your thing, you can always wait till next year and play No Man's Sky. So Tug is if you're creative, if you just like the exploration side of Minecraft and I guess the survivalist side of Minecraft, then maybe you should just look into No Man's Sky. So hopefully one of those 2 will suit you if you decide that I'm never going to play Minecraft again. But really think about what you're doing before you do that, because I can't tell you how many times that I've said I'm never going to play Call of Duty again. And I do. I think I can safely say now with Destiny out that I will probably never play Minecraft or play Call of Duty again. But again, that's hard for me to say because I always end up, for whatever reason, going back to it. Of course, I played Ghost like probably a total of 8 hours the last time, and most of that was just beating the story to beat the story. So I think I'm gonna kick that habit. So I hope y'all got something out of this. It's just my 2 cents for what it's worth, and it's not much, but I wanted to put that out there and hopefully talk at least one person off the ledge, because this game's awesome and it's so much fun, and we've all bonded over it and enjoyed it. It's really like the #1 video game on YouTube. I mean, if you really think about it and you look at, yes, I know PewDiePie's #1, of course, and he doesn't really play Minecraft anymore. He has in the past, but he doesn't really play Minecraft. But if you look at the people that do, I mean, I has Cupquake, Syndicate, Captain Sparkles, Sky, and all of Team Crafted, with Jerome and all those guys, Basher, and the whole modding community with Direwolf and Soren and all those guys. Minecraft rules, and it has ruled for such a long time. So, and it's what a lot of people just keep playing, and you know, you go and you play another game. I've been pretty heavily playing Destiny for a week now because it's Monday and it came out last Tuesday. So I've been playing Destiny steadily for a week, yet I'm still here, chopping down wood. So actually, oh yeah, somebody logged off with my my good axe. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. For what it's worth, my 2 cents. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the overworld. And guys, I'm sorry, one more thing I wanted to mention. Microsoft buying it's not the end of the world, because at least it's not EA, right? EA could have bought it, and it could have been a whole lot worse if EA bought Mojang instead of Microsoft. So that's my 2 cents. For what it's worth, yeah.